Okay. Shariat and then Sabunim K Kyung. We can't hear you. I didn't even, no, I can't, in your shadow there, I didn't even see your lips move. I'm sorry. Do you have sound? Okay, we'll defer to Mr. Gassman then. Yeah, I should. Okay, wonderful, everyone. So we're going to get moving a lot here in a second, but everybody, Chuck, get close to your camera. And yeah, let's, can I unmute everyone? Okay, I'm going to ask you all to unmute. So we learned a lot on Monday. I love that Whitcomb Sawadim was there. What were some of the main learnings that we got from his class? What did you learn? Emil. Push pull, right? Opposites. Great. Okay. What else? Who else? Didn't learn much, huh? I know that's not true. I want to call on Mrs. Ramirez, but her audio isn't working. Is it working now? No, it's not working now. Shoot. Okay. You guys got nothing? You got nothing. Nice job, Emil. This? What's this? Target. Target? Yes. Good. Target. That was a big one, right? So kind of a couple of main principles. The target was a big one, right? So every time that you strike, you see where I punched, right? Each time, where am I striking? Myung Chi. Do you see? That's where my Myung Chi is. Do you see where my fist is? It's kind of cool doing it in front of a camera because now you can see better on the screen here. Do you see? Now look when I kick. Same thing. That's the target. Okay. Whatever technique I do, every time I'm hitting that same target. Okay. So making sure that whether you're kicking in the air or kicking a target or physical object, that you're hitting right on the bullseye. Now, in the other thing that we learned that maybe might have escaped you is that in order for you to shift and twist your mass properly, the step is really important, isn't it? Where you set that foot down. Remember what he said? That wherever you put your foot down, that's really your destiny, right? Talked about your destiny. Okay. So if I kick and then I set my foot down on the tightrope, I've set myself up to fail. There's no more I can do. I'm done. So if I step too long, right? If I step too short, you want to make sure wherever you put that foot down, that's really important because that sets you up for the proper jase. And if you don't have the proper jase, you're not going to be able to shift and twist your mass. Okay, so he also talked at the beginning about this idea of push-pull, right? But then as the class progressed, it was a lot about the target selection and then where do you put your foot? Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about that today just to try and reinforce what we learned on Monday. Okay, just a little bit of history lesson. This brings me back. This was the way, and any of you aspiring to be an instructor later, this is the way that I learned how to teach. I would travel to the other side of the mountain where Whitcomb Sabonim lived. It was a 5-hour journey round trip. I did it once a week, and I took a class. And then I went back to the other side of the mountain, and I had a group of students. This is a real story. This isn't made up. It sounds like a kung fu movie. But I went back to the other side of the mountain, and for the next week, guess what? I taught that same class to my students. And then when the week was over, I traveled to the other side of the mountain to my master. I learned a new class. And then I went back to my side of the mountain and I taught my students that same class. And that's how I learned how to teach. I did that for 4 years. Okay? So, kind of brings me back. That's more or less what we're going to do. So let's back it up and prepare. Shoot it! All right, so we'll just do a little warm up. So get our hands up. If you're in a tight space, you can have your elbows up like this. Okay, if you have a little more space around you, you can have your arms straight. Twisting, hana. Just and tur. Set, net, das, yos, ilga, yor, ahop, yol. 10 more, hana. Tur, set, net, das, yos, ilga, yor, ahop, yol, and immediately left leg back, hana. Tur, set, net, das, yos, ilga, yor, ahop, yol, and pause. Okay, so we're already starting that. Where your foot steps, that matters. So when you come back, you want to have Hugel Jase. Here, you see how my feet are in line. But then as I step forward, I step wide so that my hips can become forward. This is Chungul Jase. Now as I go into the Hugel, you see my feet come back in line. I step out, I step wide, I step back. You can see my feet are in line again. Okay, so that's all very dynamic. It's easy to miss, but I'm not stepping straight forward. If you step straight forward, you're setting yourself up for failure. Okay, so hands up. Let's do 10 more. Hana, dur, set, shift the weight back, shift the weight forward. Dasit, yosit, ilgop, yoder, ahop, yor, and switch. Hana, dur, set, net, dasit, yosit, ilgop, yoder, ahop, yor, and switch. Okay, there's a little bit of grace here. I never step perfectly, and unless you step perfectly, then your destiny is failure. You have to step in the perfect width and length of your stance to get a good Chungul Jase. But the nice thing is that you can shuffle your feet. So if I step too long, my back foot can recover. If I step back too far, my front foot can recover. Okay, so 1, 2. Do you see the slide? 1, 2. 1, 2. Now look at this. From here, as I step, if I step too narrow, I can allow my back foot to slide a little bit. Okay, here in line. Step, a little bit of slide out. But the problem is a lot of you, when I say you can do that, now you're going to do this and turn the wrong way. So just small micro adjustments. Switch feet. Up. Elbows cross. Back leg steps. Hadan Maki. Front foot slides back. Step forward. And pull. Okay, side view here. Mr. Krause, if you can back up a little bit. Okay, so back leg steps, 1, back leg, front leg slides, front foot steps, back foot slides, and back. So you see, so your legs are always dynamic. Okay, 5, hana. Dur. Set. Net. Dasit. And switch feet. Okay, let's try this side now. Okay, so from here, right, step, hana, 1, 2, back. Both feet are moving the whole time. set, net, kill. Okay, and switch feet. Okay, let's practice the Tolo Chung Nong Yuk now. So right here in place, what we're going to do is the back ball of the foot is just going to turn. Pivot on that foot. Here, pivot. See, pivot. So you get that knee facing the floor and the heel up to the ceiling. Okay? At the same time, release the punch. And back. Line up right in front of your camera. Now you're going to stick it right in the middle. Here. Hana. Go ahead and back. Keep everything relaxed. Shift, twist, twist. Yeah. See how that knee drops and comes back. Drop, come back. Set. Okay, so let's try a little faster. It should be super fast. This speeds everything up. Turn. Yose. And switch. Okay, same thing. Feel that turn, 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 and ha. Good. Any of you punching at your shoulder? Make sure it's low, right? Myung-chi level. Set. Net. Hustle it. Else it. Help. Hop. Kill. And switch feet. Okay, good. So now let's try it again. So from here, we shift back, right? 1, 2. And then front foot. And back. Okay? So we're going to try 5 more. And this time, try and stick it right in the target. Hana. Two. Set. Net. Kick up. And switch. 5. Hana. 2. Set. Net. Kick up. Hold on. Sure. Okay, fix your Dojang. Prepare for the next combination. We're going to add to it. So now you just did your first punch. Remember this idea of push and pull? You want to make sure that the pull and the push go to maximum. You leave nothing behind. Okay, so from here, 1, 2, side view. Here, as I step, I'm still turning. Here, still turn. And we're going to do another reverse punch. So we're going to need to step back just a little more, and it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. Now, timing is important here. Okay, Mrs. Ramirez, we were talking a little bit about timing. 1, 2, look at where my waist is going. Once connection, connect, then the turn happens in the fall. Typical. Here. Turn, 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 turn. Okay? 준비. Right leg back. Okay, so from here. 하나. 둘. Step and high. So we'll change heights. And then shuffle back. And now we'll do the other leg. 하나, 툭, 둘, 툭, 셋, 차! And shuffle back. Set, 툭, 툭, 차! And shuffle back. Set, 툭, 툭, 차! And back. Net, 툭, 툭, 차! Back. Toss it. 툭, 툭, 차! And back. Mr. Corrales, come to the center. Okay, 5 more. And hana! Shuffle back on your own. Okay, stomach, then face if you can. Set. Net. Key hop. Here. And parole. Okay, sure. Okay. All right, so that's too slow. It's too slow. So now we're going to figure out how to speed it up. And again, it's all about just letting your legs just follow your waist. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the 2 punches will just be with a single step. 1, 2. You see that? Here, just turn, turn. 1, and then from here we just twist. Here. Okay, so let's try that. Chumbi jase. Right leg back, key hop. Okay, so from here, lunge back, defense. And then from here, we can step if we need to, but we turn to here. That's maximum. Step, second punch, and shuffle back. So again, you remember, so you're thinking about maximum. Can I go any further? Yes, yes, yes. Can I go any further than this? No. If I go any further, I'm now going backwards. This is maximum. Then finish the job. Okay, so let's try 5. And hana. 둘. 셋. 넷. 기하. Okay, and shuffle back. Okay, kind of getting it. We're going to do a few more. 하나. 둘. Look at my shoulders. They're in a single line, sideways. If I went this way here, watch. See, perfectly sideways. That's where I am. That's completion. But then I have my foot facing this way. And then finish. And shuffle back. So maybe a little pause here. 1, 2, and can you get a little more? Can you get a little more? And if you get too much, now you're going the wrong way. But the energy should be still moving towards the camera. Okay, so let's everybody get right leg forward. And hana. Okay, shuffle back and dual. Other foot, Everett. And set. Net. 다섯. Great. Okay. So now that you got the hang of it, now you want to increase the speed, right? So it's just one. It's one, bounce one, forward. Okay. So no hesitation. 1, 2. Right? 1, 2. Advance forward. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And back. 1, 2. It's too slow. Try again. And turn. Block. 1, 2. Back. Try and keep up with Mr. Corrales. Set. Go back. You're a little behind him. Try a little faster. Set. Oh, yeah, it's too slow. Maybe it's the lag. Oh, went too fast and you didn't move your hoodie, right? So that's the hard part. I tell you faster, 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 but you can only go fast as your waist can twist, right? So here, the problem is there's too much extra movement from you guys. So keep the elbows in tight. Don't do any extra movement. Just one, push, push, right? Very simple motion. 1, 1, 2. Okay? 1, 2. That's it. That's better. That's better. Some of you kind of bobbing like this. That's slowing you down. Okay, excellent. Last one. And pro. Show. Okay, dobak tangent. So then the question is, during that exercise, how was your target? Were you hitting the proper targets, low and high each time? Or did your punch start going all over the place because you weren't thinking about it? What about your foot placement? When you put the foot down, did you step forward and then you're all twisted? Did anybody feel off balance on that third punch or have a lame punch where you couldn't turn your hip? Anyone? I'm sure there was. So you want to think about that, right? It might have been the case. Okay, if you're not seeing that in yourself, then there's probably something you probably just don't recognize it. Okay, so is your foot going in the right position to be able to fully extend? Is your back heel coming up on that last punch? Okay. All right, so let's work on the jab. Sawanim talked a lot about the jab. So chumbi jase. Okay, elbows connected. Strong fist. Okay, so if I want to punch with my left hand, left hip pushes, punch, hana, and back. Okay, here, just push, strike. Just push, and the arm comes out. Okay, that's it. You want to punch with the right hand, right hip, strike. Okay, here, elbows connected, push, strike. Okay, so that's the jab, right? It just comes from here. There's no shoulder involved. It's just here, throw, and strike. Okay, so chumbi jase, right leg back. So notice here that my front hand is protecting my face. Elbow is dropped in here. Other hand is here protecting, remember that ring of Saturn that he was talking about? So that's where this hand is here. Okay, good sparring stance. Elbow in tight to protect the floating ribs. And then this hand is up here protecting my head. So not a lot of movement that I have to do to defend. You see, this is all I need to do. And you can see in the camera here, that's how I'm covering all of my body. Okay? So here's my position. Just a little bit of counter pull. 1. And then push. Pull. Push. Pull. Push. Get your hands on your hips. 1. Now pull this hip back and push this hip forward. Side view. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. More subtle, right? Look at this. More subtle. My hip's already pulled back. So I don't have to pull it back and then go. Just jab. Other hand, chamber. Full extent expression. Right? To start, 1. Elbow connect. Drive. Other hand, chamber. Notice the bend in the knee. 1, 2. Where's the target? Inchong, upper lip. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. Where's the target? Wide stance. You see where my stance is here? When I look at some of you, you're like this. You want to make sure that stance is open, allowing your hip to turn and that back knee to drop. Back knee drops, heel comes up. Okay, we're here. 1, 2. And then here, push, pull. Back. Okay. 1. Okay, Mr. Krause, come to the center. Okay, let's try 5 counts. And hana. Pull. Set. Net. Okay, I'm really worried about the kids, the red belts. You're all over the place. Jab, go. Jab. Jab. It's right here. In chung on your own. And then hup, next technique. Chungdan, down here. Down here. And then back. You've got to get those targets. Okay? Here, hana. Other hand, chamber. Pulled back. Right? Push, pull. Twist. Push, pull. Back. Switch feet. Okay, here. 1. In chung. Good. Not a lot of shoulder action happening. Okay, shoulders are still. 1. None of this. Relax. Nothing with the head. Just turn. Shoulders are down. Head is still. Not this. Not this. Here. A lot of you punching like this. Not this. Not this. Straight. Back. Pick the targets. Still seeing those shoulders coming up. Last one. Kia. Okay. Paro. Sho. Okay, go ahead, fix your dobok. We could do a lot more with that. And then you include the kicks. Okay. Something else that we talked about. Do you remember? He said that what did he mean by most of our training does not prepare you for fighting, does not prepare you to be successful in self-defense. He might have even been harsher and said it's not effective. Why is that? Emil. And then Everett. Very good. That was a good answer, Emil. Good. Anyone else? Everett, do you have anything else to add? Go ahead. Okay. All right. Well, you're spot on, Everett. Okay. So what we have to do is at the first part of your training, you're expected to be a robot. Because if you're not a robot, that's the only way you'll learn correct principles. That helps you create a strong foundation for your training. The problem is once you become a very good robot, a lot of times you have the false impression that you're talented, that you actually know how to defend yourself, that you're a competent martial artist. But it kind of goes back to my reading analogy. That now means that you know the alphabet. That does not mean that you have a lot of knowledge. True? Just because you know the alphabet and you can read, does that mean that you've got a lot of education? Does that make you a doctor? No, right? You have to read. And then even by reading a lot, that doesn't make you a doctor, right? You have to then, right? Mrs. Ramirez knows all about this, right? After you went through all the schooling, you also have to apply, right? Because you don't know all the what ifs, right? And that takes practice. That takes more training. Okay. So a lot of times we don't have the time to get into that. Why? Because you guys aren't memorizing your material. So we can't get past that. And so that's why I'm always on you to try and get that memorized so then we can move to the next level. Okay. So just remember that was another learning from Monday. Chumbi jase. Right leg back. Okay. So from here, hadan maki, hana. Up chunutki. Turo chungdong gongya. I'll try 5 of those. Hana. So the nature of the hugel jase, hana, is that the weight is on the back leg. So you pick up the foot, kick, effortlessly, set it down, punch. Okay, we'll try 3 more. Hana. Tur. Kiha. Okay, almost. The bottom across his feet. Hup. Target. Hana. Tur. Where did I hit? Everybody see? Where am I going? Myungchi. Look. Where did my punch go? Look, kick. Punch. Same spot. Same spot. Okay, again. Hana. No flick. No flick. Set. Oh, no. We have to hit the same target. And in kids, if you're kicking at your kneecap, there's something wrong with your athleticism. You guys got to train harder. Knee up, kick here. Not a flick either. We're not flicking. Knee, push. And then stick it, same place with the punch. Try harder. Maybe a little too high. Okay, find that spot, stick it, straightforward. Kia. We're not hitting the same spot, people. Okay, we're going to do 5 more. Especially if there's only one of you, can you get right in front of the camera? And of the paces, let's get the candidate that's closest to his test. Oh, it's both of you, huh? So you two, pick which one of you is going to be in the camera on this leg, and then you're going to switch places. You'll both get a turn. Okay, everybody's in the middle. 1, get close to the camera like me. Get close to the camera. I want to see Myung Chi. Okay? 1, 2. See, right there, right there, right there. And then 3, right there. And back. Find it. Get right. Figure it out so that your Myung Chi is right in the middle of the screen. Can you do that? So figure out what distance you need to be. See, my Myung Chi is right in the middle of the screen. That's where I want you. Okay, you ready? Hana. Dual, right in the middle. Set, right in the middle. Back. Okay, I'm getting out of the way. Mr. Corrales, your turn. Okay, 3 more. Hana. Carter, you watching or training? I can't tell. This isn't a spectator sport. Good. It's got to be in the center, everyone. Right in the middle of the screen. Set. It's not the middle, Lincoln. Get it in the middle. Net. Okay, last one with a key up. Okay, switch feet. Okay, if there's 2 of you testing, we'll switch places. The other leg. Okay, here we go. Get right in the middle. I want Myung Chi right in the middle of the screen. Perfectly in the middle. Hana! Same spot, same spot. So you have to step in a way that you hit the same place both times. I like the spoon. Does everybody see the spoon over there in the corner? You all need to get a spoon later. Okay. You missed. Hit the spoon. That was almost it, Oscar. That was a really good kick. Your punch was off, though. That was your best one yet. Nice job. Good. Mrs. Ramirez, you're nailing it, but your technique is empty. Fill your technique. Make it stronger. Impenetrable. In other words, don't let it bounce off the target. A little better. Heavy, heavy. Light. Heavy. Heavy. Stick it. Stick it. 2 more. Heavy. Stick it. That's better. Kia! Roll. Short. Okay, fix your Dojang. This is something that of all of the red belts going for Chodan, this should be, you should own this, okay? But I know it's hard. So what I want you to do, you all have homework over the holiday break, okay? So everybody watch Mr. Corrales here. It's the same idea. in front of the camera. Same idea here as what Andrew was doing. So do you see how the target is in line with his Myung Chi? Does everyone see that? Okay, so he's going to get close enough. Okay, low block, front kick, punch. Okay, and now fast. Go. Good, go. Good. Okay. So it doesn't matter what you use. It can be a wooden spoon, it could be a fancy target, it could be a sheet of paper, a pillow. But as a martial artist, think about it. For you to be effective, you have to be able to hit the target. If you can't hit the target, if I go and try and kick you and I miss, what good is my kick? You should be so good at this that when I throw a target out in front of you, there's absolutely no possible way that you're not going to hit that target. No possible way, because you've put in the reps, you put in the time. Okay? All right, let's end with the Hyung. So let's have everybody back it up. 준비. 실성 1호. 크랭 맞춰서. If you're struggling with the Hyung, you can watch Mr. Corrales. Mr. Corrales, you're going to turn and face it back to the camera. So he'll be in the front line there, and you guys can follow. Okay? Shisan, look. 하단 마키. 하나. 돌로스로. Hup. Both hands lift. 무릎 차기. Hup. Ooh, two different punches. They're all going to hit the same target. 하나, 중단 공격. You see where your fist is? Second punch goes right there. Hup. Emil, if you want to learn this, go for it. Shisan, look. Hup. Pull back. Sudo 공격. Hup. Both hands up, reach. 무릎 차기. Hutch. Pull, prepare. 중단 공격. Hup. Hup. Shisan, look. Feet together. Knuckles in the chamber. Now here, this is very typical. People do not step wide enough. Step wide. Go. To allow your hips to open. Huengjin 공격. Now you go to the tightrope. Find the target, punch. Punch. Kick. Okay, next two actions. 중단 수로마키, 중단 공격. Hup. Punch. Next two. Oh, let's try that again, Mr. Corrales. No, go to the punch. Go to the punch. Just make sure that they don't get confused. Look over your right shoulder. Front foot steps. Right foot steps. There it is. 중단 공격. Okay, Shisan, look. You're going to step away from the camera now. Backhand on top. Step. Go. Inhale. Backhand on top. Exhale. Reach and front kick. Hands come to the ribs. Go. And repeat. Inhale, hips stay forward the whole time. Don't turn your hips sideways. Palms are always out. Palms do not turn in. Kick, go. Step, keep your hips forward. Don't turn to the side. Kick, punch, key up. Okay, 하단, 후고 하단 마키, 하나. Just a normal low block, nothing fancy. 상단 공격. 하단 마키, 후글 자세, go. Nothing fancy. 상단 공격. Full step, full step. So you end left leg forward. Roll. Okay, everyone, show. Okay, come close to the camera so you can see. So how do we apply some of the principles that Whitcomb Sawanim taught in the Hyung? How do you demonstrate, Don candidates, on your test that you understand these principles, that you're a competent fighter? From here, couple things. Step wide, right? So making sure you understand the step here. I can't step to the side. If I step in a direct line sideways, that's incorrect. My belt knot's turned the wrong way. I have to step towards Mr. Corrales to get those hips forward. Okay, here. Now from here, same thing. I need to make sure I step wide, right? I prepare. Now this hand's out. Do you see where my hand is? What point am I reaching towards? Myung Chi, right? Now look when I step and punch. Do you see how I just switched my hands to the exact same spot? And again. So I demonstrate that I understand target. And then I step the proper width. From here, reach. Where's my target? Myung Chi. Myung Chi. You see that? So as I step, I just switch my hands, but they go to the exact same spot. Chungdan Sudomaki. Reach. Where does my hand go? Myung Chi. Switch places. Okay, let's try again. Hirosat. Back it up. Try the form again, and every time you punch, you're at the Myung Chi level. When you extend the hand to prepare for the punch, you have a scope and you're showing the target. Question, Colin, before we begin. It is not. It's reinforced here. Okay, 준비. 실성이로 시선 하나 둘 reach 셋. Okay, pull, prepare, get that hand target. 2 punches, go. Next 5 actions on your own. 시작. Next 4 techniques. Hup. Step wide. Find the target and stick it. Next 4 actions. Hup. Look. Next 4. 시작. Keep going. All the way to the punch. Okay. That's a chungdan, right? Punch, and that's the right hand extended for the punch. So kick with the right and then punch with the right. Okay, and then the next 4 hup, to finish. Excuse me. That's a high punch. High punch. Shisan Boro. Okay, show. Okay, so from here, 1, If you all turn your hip over too soon, now I've got a chicken wing and my punch looks like this. So make sure here, and I can't turn my hip over until my elbow leaves the hip. Okay, so I'm here. In other words, it has to be straight like an arrow. You see your elbow go out, Mrs. Ramirez? Do it again. Oh, I saw your elbow. Now watch me. Watch me first. So look for this elbow, okay? Look for this elbow. Did you see it? I should never see the elbow. Now watch. Okay? Go. That's it. One more. Oh, I saw it. Did you see it? Try again. Everybody watching this, this is helping all of you. Go. That's it. Okay, I'm going to look for your elbow on this arm. Okay, that's better. That was it. Good, Colin. That's right. So I'm helping Mrs. Ramirez on that, but red belts, I see that a lot of time in you too. You turn your hip over too much. If you see your elbow in the screen during that technique, it's wrong. It should always look like this. You can't see my elbow ever. Okay? Straight line. Very good, everyone. Okay, Wanwichi. Any questions today? Hopefully that was helpful. Sorry about the, well, actually, I'm going to unmute all of you since I have you as an audience. How was today? How much notice do all of you need for if we need a change to virtual because of weather or unforeseen circumstances? Could I have, because if I had waited an extra hour, we probably would have gone to the park. But I saw the storm and I got nervous that I needed to give you all enough notice. So any thoughts? I don't know, kids, if your parents are listening. Colin, Carter. Okay, so could be. Okay, Carter, same. $30 minutes. Okay, Mrs. Ramirez. Oh, you don't have audio, so you tell me later. I forgot. 30 minutes. Okay, great, good. Okay, that's helpful feedback. So I could have waited a little longer. That's good to know. I'll send out an email and just make sure that everybody's watching their email, especially when you see weather in the forecast. Okay, let's close. And then if anyone wants to talk to me further, you can. 감사합니다. 수고하! Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you being here.